I mean, she's not in uniform. Wait! Oh my god! Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on the channel. We are back with another case in Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. If you weren't here for the last case, that's totally fine. You probably already have enough context to understand what's happening here. We're diving into the fourth case. I forgot what it's called, but last time we did see Edgeworth on the cover. So my boy is coming back. He is coming back. We're about to figure out where my boy's been, hopefully. We're gonna catch up with him, and maybe he'll be on our side, hey. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is case number 4, Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations, and I'm not mistaken, this is the second to last case in the game. I'm not excited to be ending it so soon. It feels so soon, but like it's been like almost 2 years since we started the entire series. But again, this is game number 3, case number 4. Let's get it. Let's see what's up. The girl. Let her go. Oh. Okay, we're on a bridge. We're on a bridge. He's holding on to, it looks like a kid with a book bag. Shut up! Come closer and I kill her! Okay, my boy got waves. Who is that? Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Okay, bang! Wasted. Could you imagine if the wasted logo, the wasted banner came up from GTA? Okay, my boy. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Mia's first case? Fugitive data. Excuse me? Whoa, 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 whoa. Terry Falls. Bro looks like he's straight out of Jujutsu Kaisen, I can't lie. Charge, kidnapping, murder, sentence, and I didn't read the last part. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Okay. So what he means, like, before they met? Was that before he had her as a defendant? Or as a defense attorney? Or are they talking about, like, when he was her mentor? I'm so nervous. Okay, more Mia backstory. More Mia backstory. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. I never should have accepted this case. Okay, this dude looks a little crazy. Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing. I swear, I didn't kill nobody. Terry Falls, my first client. Bro, why does he actually have the ball and chain? He has the, what do you call it when it's like cliche? What do you call it when it's cliche? He has the cliched ball and chain prisoner outfit. Bro got that ice on him though. Look at that. Hold on a minute. Bro got that on him right now. Sentenced to death 5 years ago and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry. Oh wait, that's me. I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry. I told a little lie. Oh boy, one of these. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I could never do that. Okay, so maybe he was wrongly convicted. These are the kind of clients we do get in our clientele lists. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. Okay. The police believe that Terry Fowles did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her! She was alive when I left! She was alive! It is true! I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Ha! Nah! 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 This is not who I think it is. This is not who I think it is in the flesh, right in front of me, with his hair unwhited and visorless. He stands before me in a Mia flashback. Are you kidding me? Ain't no way. Godot, my boy. You're not gonna figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Oh, we gotta give him a more upbeat voice. Well, you're here. Why are you here? I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where is it? Not too much, Godot. Hold on a minute. Hold on. It's Godot's brother. It's not Godot, it's Dago. Dun dun dun. Where is Mr. Grossberg? What the heck? I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. That's right. Was her teacher, right? Yeah, had to be. Armando. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. Who is Diego Armando? Nah. Wait. Wait. Diego Armando. Godot. Ain't no way. So this is him in the past? Has to be. Bro. I'm taken aback, I'm not gonna lie. So like, why did he dye his hair? That's the thing that's kind of like getting me, because I'm like, I mean there could be a million reasons why someone would dye their hair, right? But it's like throwing me off guard. What in the world, bro? I mean, all right, I'm with it. All right, let's continue. I didn't say. So Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, the finest? So he had aura. No, you got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. You trying to riz up Mia or what, bro? No wonder he got beef with me. No wonder he got beef with Phoenix. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Ain't no way, yeah, you gonna have to stop that. Sharpen those claws of yours, it's go time. I hate how much aura he has. As a young buck, bro. I don't like it. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those eyes overflowing and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. So her and Phoenix both have that gut feeling of being able to tell, right? We've definitely seen that in Phoenix. That's actually like, I don't know, it's so goated to see. It's just so goated to see it, bro. I'm so glad we're getting so much more backstory with this. I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, we have this guy again. I have to remember what voice I did for him. Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Fowles. The defense is ready, Your Honor. What did I do to deserve this absolute masterpiece of backstory that we're about to witness right now? What did I do? I don't know who is watching right now, okay? But thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The great Lord on high has blessed me with the absolute greatest opportunity to see not only Godot's backstory, not only Mia's backstory, but Edgeworth's. Oh, this is about to be a banger. Bro, this is about to be cinema. It's actually about to be cinema. Oh my goodness. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. We gotta give him like a protagonist voice. He can't have the jaded like undertones yet. He can't have the Sasuke voice yet. He's gotta have like the young Sasuke voice. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know, Naruto. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia, you can't lose, not to someone younger than you. She got beef with Edgeworth already. Look at this dude, bro. Absolute aura. I can't. Now this is aura. This is aura. Y'all keep giving Godot all the glaze, current Godot that we're fighting against. Nah, bro, this is aura, bro. Edgeworth actually earned his aura. I can't lie. After that last trial, after the second to last trial of the first game, and by second to last, I mean technically the last, because the last one in the trilogy of the first game was a bonus trial. Edgeworth actually earned some aura. He had some like humbling moments and everything like that, and then in the second game, bro came back and proved himself even more. Huh. Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon, is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escape in prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Fowles was responsible for her death. You got it, kid. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor, it was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Fowles, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime, I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct, but in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony? What, the person who was doing it? Who is this? The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Fowles at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Fowles throw his young victim into the river. Ooh. Okay, so the person who showed up was wrong. Okay. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. That policewoman you mentioned, that wouldn't be... Exactly, the victim, the same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Whoa. Ah, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago, with only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, this is... Okay, here we go. Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. No, see, this is what they want you to think. We've seen this a million times before, y'all. Lock in because this is gonna be a crazy one. Yeah, someone's trying to manipulate the facts here. Not the first time we've seen this. Nope. Nope. Objection! That's right. Get him, Mia. Wait a minute. That's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Watch yourself, Miss Fey. I'm not sure I care for your word of choice or for your tone of voice. Bars. No way he was doing this in his earlier ages, bro. Edgeworth. Not the tisk crap, bro. Bro's been doing this since day one. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Okay, Gumshoe, my boy. Witness, say your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. Okay. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Damn, Mia. Let the man brag a little. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it take? What is it? You're really gorgeous. No way Dick Gumshoe was trying to get in on some... Hey, bruh. Yo, I respect it. I can't lie. I respect it. Hi, I mean, you just got your promotion. Yeah, he feeling himself right now. Yeah, you're really gorgeous. Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart is... Okay, hold on. You slowly turning into like a member of NSYNC. What is this, bro? Yeah, you slowly turn this into something else. Hey, it's one thing to say someone's gorgeous, but bro, you doing the most. No, seriously, my heart is aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. Now, detective. Oh, sorry. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir. Right away. What the heck am I doing, bro? All these different... I'm trying to keep up. These are like... I'm letting y'all know right now. The reason why it's so hard for me to catch up or keep up is because everyone's voice in this I'm trying to make different because this is a flashback. Okay? Like, Gumshoe's not much different because, like, he's like what? Here, he's like 26. Mia doesn't have her thing on here, but like Edgeworth is 20. You know, like it's quite a few years back. So like that's why I keep messing up. I'm like, my brain is like context switching like crazy. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself, if you don't mind. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at the aerial map of the area here. Okay. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. Okay. Okay, solid. I see. Dusky Bridge, located 40 feet above Eagle River. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor. If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you, wagging your finger at me as though I were some hoser. Isn't that like a Canadian term? Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake, and this guy will drink... Nah, bro. The fact that he is look what he is doing right now in his little... They gave him a PNG pose of him looking at Mia like that, I just want that to sink in, like, just like real quick before we proceed. Like, they gave him this. Like, he didn't need to have this. He could have just looked over like they always do, like this. So, like, yeah, bruh. They legit, like, they gave him that. They gave him that. The judge is Canadian. Okay, yeah, figures. So maybe I should, we'll see. We'll see if I can switch it up. I might just keep the same voice, but we'll see. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready. All right, let's go. Let's go. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Fowles. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed the body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Fowles was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Okay. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge, eh? I like how my accent is just eh at the end. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kid. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom could be a cold battlefield, all right, especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. Ha! You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you got, kid. Okay. Okay, Godot. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all night watching. Okay. Let's get it in, y'all. First cross-examination of the trial. On the day of the incident, okay, an unknown person phoned in the sergeant. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Fowles. What? The defendant? The defendant called her! Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Fowles. A note? Yeah, a top secret memo that she left in her desk. Victim's note added to the court record. Wait, what does that say? Hold on, I want to click on the evidence. What does it say? Confidential police materials written by the victim. Fowles, 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. At that bridge. At 1:20. Hold on, wait. But this was dated at 1:21 p.m. February 14th. Fowles, 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dolly. What? What does that say? Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Dahlia as in Dahlia Hawthorne as in Phoenix's ex? Oh man. Oh, this case is about. Oh yeah, this is a Hall of Famer for sure. I already know it. I can already tell. Yup. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Fowles. Whose bright idea was to keep that note from me. Ha! Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Hey, now don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Okay. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Fowles. Okay. A bridge up in the mountains. But why meet there? Because it's a very important place to the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Fowles. Ha! Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. Okay. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. Okay. Let's talk about it. Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. That was great. We even got to say, don't move, we got you surrounded. Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? Location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? Ha! If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Fowles, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. Because maybe she wasn't the one who wrote down the note. The criminal stuffed the body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Okay. Mr. Fowles had a car then? Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Okay, buddy. Bruh. Judges always have the weirdest side comments. Not weirdest, but most obvious. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? There's a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Ooh. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Okay. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. Buddy. A photo of the trunk of Fowles' car. The victim, was she stabbed in the back? Or she was stabbed in the back, correct? This isn't the first crime where someone's been stabbed and thrown in the trunk, right? That was also the bonus case of the first game. Yeah. Ha! For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back. Nice and firm. Okay, but how would we know that? The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? I see a broken lock in the back, but he stole the car, so that wouldn't make too big of a difference, right? I don't know. They might ask us to like to prove it if we press it, but let's press it anyway just in case it gives us extra information. Just in case. Also, I didn't mean to hit autoplay. What did the defendant have to say about this photo? What he always says, ma'am. I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. That's all he says. Nothing? I wouldn't say he did nothing. At the very least, we know he stole a car. It's just what he always says, Your Honor. And then he always says, sorry, I told a little lie. Or something like that. Or something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely. Precisely. I forgot how much I hated his pompous attitude before he switched up. I mean, he still kind of has it, but like, oh my gosh. Mr. Fowles was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Okay. That certainly is some impressive police work. Well, no, actually, it was way too close for comfort. We set up that checkpoint just after 5 p.m. We figured that Mr. Fowles might just try to run. What do you mean it was too close for comfort? The two of them arranged to meet at 4:30 p.m. And it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint. That was kind of close. Any later, Mr. Fowles could have slipped through. Or slipped right by. Listen up, kid, there's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony. A trap? Walk into it carelessly and it'll leave more than just a flesh wound. Fun, huh? No, it's not! Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you better get some more information. And if you're going to get caught in a trap, it's best to get caught early. You can always look for contradictions afterwards. The ever-famous contradictions. I sure hope I can find some of those. Okay, so on the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met Mr. Fowles, and that's where she was brutally murdered. Let's go ahead and save right here, because this is like our checkpoint, kind of. Okay. Criminal stuffed her body in his trunk and tried to make a getaway. Here's a photo of the trunk. I mean, we could present maybe the photo. Nah, that's not it. Yeah. Wasn't it? That was just a quick little guess. Alright, so looking at the facts here. We can see here, so the autopsy report. Stabbed with a knife in the back, died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. Dusky Bridge map, located 40 feet above the river. As you can see here, it's about 5 yards of space on this cliffside. This doesn't really matter right now. And then we see here, it's broken. The bridge is like broken here. You can't really step here. That's gonna have to be important at some point. I just don't know how. And then the car was here. Okay, and that's Eagle River. It's about 40 feet above the river. The victim's note. Confidential police materials written by the victim. And of course it says, Fouls 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. White scarf. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. February 14th, 1:21 p.m. Okay. Then we have the crime photo. Wear white scarf for identification. This is weird. Weirdness. I mean, so far, let's see. Police officer and the victim, the key witness in this case against Fouls 5 years ago. My client sentenced to death 5 years ago escaped from custody 2 days ago. A hotshot lawyer, my senior and rival at the office, a bit smug. I'm just reading through this stuff now. WG student started prosecutor. Today is his court debut. Okay. Today is his court debut. So he bro was a prodigy. Just a side comment to make, but that's insane. So he was brutally murdered. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Let's look at the evidence again. Let's look at this map. Dusky Bridge map. Try to make a getaway. Okay. Victim's note, crime photo of the trunk of Fowl's car. Wait, what does it say? Stabbed with a knife in the back, died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. That's where she was brutally murdered. Went to this bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. At the designated time. Let's press this again. I might press all of it. A bridge up in the mountains, but why meet there? Because it's a very important place to the defendant, that's why. Remember 5 years ago the defendant kidnapped a young girl, she was chased into a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Fowles. So they had history 5 years ago on the bridge. She arrested him at the bridge. Returning to the scene of the crime, I'm nostalgic. Okay, and that's where she was brutally murdered. And this is where he's gonna show us the thing. Body of the victim discovered right away. Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, don't move. We've got you surrounded. So that's the part that's really weird. Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Bro, it has to be this note. It has to be this note. The note is the only thing that makes sense for this weirdness. Because it says meet at this designated time. Someone else intercepted the note. Or wait, no. That's what they're saying is that she left the note. So then it could have been orchestrated by somebody else. I don't know. We'll see. Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? Ha. If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. So basically he's saying that... Okay, so that this is a setup. Because if she had said something about the note, instead of writing it, then somebody would have showed up to the scene of the crime prior. So this note was purposefully left at the station or wherever she was at, or wherever it was left for people to see after the fact so they can see the crime, but not early enough to notice who actually did it. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Fowles, but she left the note on her desk about it. That's the weird part. Let's press this. Let's get this note. This is the weird part, but this is the trap. Okay. It wasn't that. It has to be something about the note. Anytime there is a manifesto, I feel it's a setup. For sure. It's just weird because like I feel like not many people really want to go out writing an essay. Unless like you felt so passionately about something or just you were obsessed with something, there's no way you're going to write a manifesto on it. Usually. Probably exceptions in there somewhere, but like it just doesn't seem plausible for a bulk of cases. Like people want to do something and then they just want to get it done with and then like I don't know. It's just crazy. I spelled that wrong. It's all good. It ain't English class up in here. You good. But yeah. Stuffed her body into his car and tried to make a getaway. There's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange. Do you? Anyway. So this has to be the second statement that we gotta press, right? I just don't know. Wait. Go back. Trunk. Don't see anything. I wish you could hide this. I mean, it doesn't really make too big of a difference, but let's press this again. Meow. Try to make a getaway. Especially just brutally murdered, sir. Stuffed her body. Okay. Mr. Fowles had a car, or Mr. Fowles had a car then? Nah, he stole it. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What do you mean the victim drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. McCarthy's. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? Don't see anything weird. Let's press this again. What did the defendant have to say about this photo? What he always says, ma'am, I didn't do it. I didn't do nothing. That's what he always says. Sorry, I told a little lie. Or something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. Precisely. He was arrested at a police checkpoint at the base of 9. This is where they talk about it was really close. That was impressive. Police work. Well, no, actually, it was too close for comfort. We set the checkpoint just after 5 p.m. We figured that Mr. Fowles might try to just run. What do you mean it was too close for comfort? Two of them arranged to meet at 4:30 p.m. There's the note again. And it takes approximately 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint. This is a setup right here. 4:30 to then set up the murder to go right at 5 o'clock. Takes 30 minutes to go from the bridge to the checkpoint. That was kind of close, and any later Mr. Fowles could have slipped right by. Maybe that's it? Maybe that's it. Mr. Fowles was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. What about the note? Here. No. Okay, that wasn't it. An unknown person phoned the sergeant. Wait a minute. What about this? No. Let's press that first next time. That felt a little. That was way too early. I pre-fired the crap out of that. But we didn't press this first statement already. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might have been. Sorry, I'm afraid I do. It was Sergeant. The person called Sergeant Hawthorne was whatchamacallit. What? The defendant called her. Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person. Sir, she left a note about her phone call with Mr. Fowles. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Fowles. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Fowles. Okay. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's effective detective fault, unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it was. Hold on. What is in our stab with a knife in the back, die from blood loss? But I mean, wouldn't there be blood? Maybe it's. I think it's the very last thing I can think of is like blood. There would have been a lot of blood if she was stabbed in the back, and there's no blood here. It's just so hard to tell with these games sometimes, man. Because sometimes it'll be like, it's obvious that it's like implied. Other times it's like they want you to search for the specific thing. Is that it? No. So that wasn't it. What in the world? I don't have much. It has to be something. That's bait. I don't see anything strange about the photo. I mean, I can't point anything out. That looks like her. A photo of the trunk of Fowles' car. But I can't present this, right? I can't present the photo on the photo. I mean, I already did that. Confidential police materials. Wear a white scarf. Ooh, hold on a minute. He asked her to wear a white scarf for identification. This has to be it. Okay, the note's on the car. Okay. Okay. Witness! Everyone's quiet. What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Fey? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. Ugh, you should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Fey, I'm not sure I like this. Buddy, be sure about something. Say there, little kid. Want a piece of my coffee candy? No, I don't. What? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Come on, Mia. Shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective. Yes, ma'am. This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well, then I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. The note? It very clearly says wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like. Thus, the special request. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? Yeah, that dude sounds weird, right? Like, coffee candy? What are we talking about? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. Ah! Okay. We're getting somewhere. The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. Oh boy, here he comes. He's cooking. He's cooking. Or no, knowing Edgeworth, he cooked 2 hours prior to this. Bro woke up and had a morning ritual. He dunked his head into an ice bath, got up, suited up like Darth Vader, already wrote out the plan he was going to do in court, and shipped it off to the prosecutor's office for review, and then showed up to the court swaggy as hell. I just know it. I can't prove it, but I just know it. The way he always does this, bro. He always does this. It's just the kind of guy he is. The scarf you were searching so desperately for. Is it this one, perchance? Where'd you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Now hold on, we starting to get into like, what were you doing there first? You're a prosecuting attorney, sir. We all know the attorneys get their chance after the crime is committed. A little bit afterwards. Gave this man an entire routine. It just is what it is. Like like look at him. He just gives me that kind of like, you know, that vibe. Why? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. If y'all remember, for those who are watching who may not know about Edgeworth's tactics, he was raised pretty much in the prosecuting ring by Von Karma, who was a very stinky, dirty, like, corrupt prosecuting attorney. So like that's why I'm like sitting here looking at him like, yo, ain't no way he dirtied this evidence up somehow. Basically, what I'm trying to get at is the Von Karma slash like Edgeworth, Von Karma slash Edgeworths in the prosecuting attorney's offices. We're basically like trained on the notion that you need to get a guilty verdict no matter what, right? At any means necessary, which means that you would even do things like tamper with evidence, you know, maybe try to hide things from the court through your through your witnesses at the stand. You would essentially be this dirty prosecuting attorney, and that's what we're kind of seeing here, because these are Edgeworth's early days. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. Oh, you're one to talk, buddy. Mister, I drink 17 cups a day. It's not exactly white as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf in evidence. Scarf's been added to the court record. What did that say? I can review it later. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with this testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Fey? Shut your ass up, bro. I can't do this, bro. He's bringing me. I'm getting PTSD from the first game when he used to always do this. He always had this flair for the. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Fowles did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Everything is moving on his whim. Don't forget, kitten, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Yeah. You know what's interesting seeing this and going back and like actually like digesting this too is like it gives you context for why he was in the first couple of games, and like yeah, I get like that's the point, but think about it like this too. Like, there is a strategy that he is employing here. Like, yeah, he is smart, but at the same time, the reason why his reputation is so rock solid is because he literally learned the tactics on how to get a foolproof guilty verdict through the absolute most corrupt, like underground methods. You have to realize this is how this dude operates. Like, that is the way that Edgeworth was getting all of his, like, racking up his reputation. It's like, yeah, he's smart for sure, but like, he had that other layer of like, I am just a absolute I'm a little gremlin when it comes to this. I'll do what it takes kind of thing. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the victim, the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Okay, so the visibility was low, so we do know that. Standing there with the scarf. Okay. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Wait, what? The criminal shoved the victim down from behind. Okay, so as if they were to be walking away together. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Okay. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. Yeah, this stinks, bro. This stinks. Yo, Ice, welcome back to the stream, my guy. Bro, already this case is crazy. Bro. Obviously, when I publish a video or just when you watch the VOD back, bro, you should see my reaction to everything. The fact that this is an all-star cast that we're getting a backstory for right now. Bro, icing on the cake. But nah, this absolutely stinks, bro. This blows. Aha! Potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said that they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I def scroll back to see you react to Armando. Yeah, bro, I legit was like, nah, ain't no way they giving me some backstory on this dude. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Seems to have been taken by the witness. Okay, the fact that, bro, hiding evidence. I'm getting PTSD from the first game. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the hiding of evidence, the suppression of information through the witness. Like, hey, yo. Also Canadian judge. Yeah, I know. I cannot do a Canadian accent. I can add A at the end, but that's about it. But yeah, we got that new judge. Or that, I guess, old judge. But we got the different judge. So as you can see, Terry Fowles had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now, eh? Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Not again, that's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Okay, let's do it. Yeah, this judge... What is the vetting process for these judges? I just have to know. I have to know what it takes to become a judge, because these guys legit are so quick to hit the gavel on me without even letting me get my cross-examination off. Absolute buffoonery. Events on Dusky Bridge. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. Actually, yeah, we can press this stuff. We already heard this. What am I doing? Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. Dahlia Hawthorne! Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne. Dolly. So it is Dolly. Okay. Okay, Dahlia. Okay. Alright. Alright. A female college student. Oh! I'm just now also connecting the dots. Y'all remember in the first case of this game? When Dahlia was talking to Mia and was like, remember, or something like that. So this preceded that. Oh my gosh, bro, I'm just realizing. Okay, lock in. That's right, meaning she's a female and a college student, ma'am. Okay, smart ass. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so, but as the attorney for defense, I have the right to cross-examine her. For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements. That is all. What is that supposed to mean? The prosecution has other, more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a college student. A female college student, eh? It means she's female gumshoe, stop. If you absolutely must hear her testimony, then you'll have to give us a good reason why. Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question. Okay. This photo was actually taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing a scarf, sir. Heads up, this case probably only as long as the first case. Okay. Good to know. The victim is wearing a scarf in that photo, alright. So, about the witness who took this photo, what was this person doing all the way in the mountains? She was taking photos of wild flowers, apparently. Yes, sir. There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain, Miss Fey. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. Spirits? Now that you mention it, in this photo. This cloudy fog-like thing, is it a ghost? I don't believe it. No, Your Honor, no, I don't think it's a ghost. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Okay? Drizzling, huh? That's right, there was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood that's in this courtroom right now. Okay, comedian. Thank you. Like, don't even acknowledge that. Just a couple of periods will do. Looks like a cold front just moved in. In any case, the point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. Okay, anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Okay, press. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right in the stomach. I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal. Brutal? That was twin, that is not how you spell brutal. What was that? Bro spelled brutal like doodle, as in cheese doodle, but with a BR. Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? Or does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once? With his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal, she even caught it in the pronunciation, bro. I wonder if he's Canadian. Okay. Brutal. Brutal. I don't know how to I don't know how to get that Canadian accent. I'm sorry. The best y'all are gonna get is the A at the end. I'm sorry. Y'all just gonna have to take it for what it is at this point. Ha! Save your nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to wet himself. Yo, Sir Keemington, what up? Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. The court record, huh? Okay, must have been when the scarf fell off. Okay. So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh? That's what the witness said. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf. Okay. But from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent fight, ma'am. The area was wet from rain. The bridge was probably wet too, which would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but there's something about this testimony that's still bothering me. Talk about a surprise. I had no idea there was a photo. So what do I do? You really still believe him? Mr. Crybaby, I mean? Of course I do. So the little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. What you believe is the truth. And that means that somewhere hidden in that testimony is a contradiction. One huge contradiction, waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. Okay? Actually, there's an... I want to press this statement again because I think I might have missed something. Armando laying a foundation right now? Okay, we'll see. Is that part of the witness testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard on the back and she fell down right in her stomach. Remember that happened to me once. It was really brutal. And we got stuck on the brutal stuff. And then save your nasty look for the right person. Take a look, poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself. Okay. 40 feet. Worn by the victim at the time of the incident, found on the dusky bridge. That's what I'm saying. Bro, thank you, bro. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Like I was saying earlier, they gave him a whole PNG pose of this right here, looking right. I don't think there's been a single person who has stood next to me in this stand that has given me the upper torso turn, look at me with the cup in the hand and the eye contact. Like, bruh, he trying too hard. Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. The court record, huh? And it was in response to this. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Okay, so check this. So she's wearing the scarf here, apparently pushed her from behind, and stabbed her in the back. So like, does that mean it'd work on me low-key? Hey, yo! The way you've been glazing this man, honestly, I believe it. But for real, if a God-fearing Latina did that to me, marriage on the spot. Bro wants that Colombian cup of coffee so bad. Oh my gosh. Bro, you killing me, bro. So, I mean, the court record is wetting it, so he's insinuating that something's happening right now with that statement and what we're seeing. So pushed from behind and stabbed in the back. This isn't really... I guess if she was pushed from behind, then she would have fallen on her stomach. So her whole front would have been wet. Let's try that. Let's try that. That's like the first thing my mind jumps to. If it's not that, it's... Nah, it has to be that. For sure it has to be that. Let's get it in. Objection! Let's go! Oh my goodness, I'm cooking. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. There's a generally soggy atmosphere. Okay, with the hair flip, I feel you. She feeling herself today. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk, eh? Considering the conditions of the crimes, at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right, eh? What is it about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit with the conditions that day? Her torso? Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there is nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? Ooh, it was rainy. It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat would should have been covered in mud. Let's go. Who has more aura, Mia or Phoenix? Mia. How is that even a question? Look, I love my boy Phoenix. But the only thing I cannot stand is when this man will be, bro, this is Phoenix. He will be cooking. He will be like, and that's why this is happening. And also in the photo, and then to top it all off, there's this that happened. He will almost completely solve the case, and then all Edgeworth has to go, hey, this is all Edgeworth has to do. Hey, dumbass, you didn't check the photo. How about you look at the scarf? And then this is Phoenix. I guess I'm sorry. Let's run it back. Like, bro, I love my boy, but like, fake it sometimes or something, man. You gotta get, like, throw a dog a bone. Like, what are we doing? Armando's aura probably radiated onto her. Not even validating that with a response. But you're right though. That's why I don't even want to do it. Like, that's why I don't even want to say anything about it, because you're actually right. Because she had the pleasure of working with the one of the highest rated lawyers of defense attorneys. Like, it literally says in the dialogue, I can't dispute it. That's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. Bro, befouled? What are we, in the 1800s? Objection! I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, Your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? The surface? Yeah, that... I pulled up the PNG like that was gonna show me, bro. I pulled up the PNG like it was finna give me HD 4K view of what the bridge looked like, bro. What am I doing? 2003, buddy. We ain't there yet. Or whenever this game came out. Victim's note. Confidential police materials written by the victim. Okay, that has nothing to do with it. Crime photo, trunk of the car. Bruh, ain't you come out in 2003? Came out in 2000. Hold on a minute, relax. This game is still old. Oh my gosh, this game is younger than me. Oh my goodness. Scarf worn by the victim at the time of the incident, found on Dusky Bridge. Okay, yeah. Seems to have been taken by the witness. Okay. Bruh, pack it up. Okay, yeah. Oh, that's what we doing. Okay. And what about you, bro? What? 2000 and? Do you have an and in that 2000? Or anything within the realm of like 3 years to 2000 and anything? Like, that's infantile. Like, you might have to pack it up too, actually. 2007? Oh, yeah. Or I'm a full adult. I was 2001 and I feel I'm catching strays. That's what I'm saying. Like what are we doing here? This generation's cooked, y'all. Not just gestational. Doesn't that mean something with your stomach? Gestational. What the heck is gestational? The period of development from conception to birth, with human pregnancy typically lasting 38 to 42 weeks. Yo, do you want to explain gestational? Oh my gosh, I'm crying, bro. Bro said gestational. Oh my goodness. I think you might have been, yeah, you were looking for geriatric. Oh my gosh, my stomach hurts, bro. Oh. Okay. Oh, let's get back to this case before I throw up, bro, from laughter. When I actually feel Zelda turns 40 this year, yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that at all. I honestly, I've just stopped looking at the age of anything. Like at the age of any kind of media that I have consumed, past a certain date, I'm like, yeah, bro, it is what it is. Like, I think about Kingdom Hearts, I'm like, yeah, bro, Kingdom Hearts came out around the time that I was born. I'm like, dang, bro, it's quickly approaching. I think it's already past its 20-year anniversary. It's heading towards 30-year anniversary. Like, how has it almost been 30 years that Kingdom Hearts 1 came out? I can't, bruh. Like, oh my gosh. Seems to have been taken by the witness. Like, it genuinely makes me upset sometimes, because I'm like, time is just moving too quick. Ha! A real man shouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Okay, and see, that's what I'm talking about right there. See, Phoenix doesn't do this. Phoenix never does this. Phoenix always hits with like the he does like the panic animation too much. Way too quick and too fast. Mia does not crack under pressure that quickly. Of course I can. Huh? Here's the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. Mia? I don't think we're on the same page here. I ain't gonna lie. Surface of the bridge? I'm assuming it's just the scarf, right? I'm just thinking it's too easy. Yeah, it's gotta be the scarf. It just feels too easy. Thank goodness, because like I was like, bro, it feels too easy, but I didn't know what else it could be. The evidence is the scarf. Ah! It should be obvious. If the scarf fell into the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Oh my goodness, who taught you how to talk to women, my guy? Hey, same to you, buddy. Male-dominated profession, am I right, fellas? Miss Fey's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Ha! You're doing pretty well for a little. Did he just wink at me? Did he just wink at me? Or was that a blink? I didn't catch it in time, but I think the zoo might have winked at me. I couldn't catch it. You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando, no matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim. Ooh, I like this. Or the witness's testimony that stated that she saw the moment of the murder. It was a blank. Okay, good. Because he was about to catch another stray. Nah, he was gonna catch a direct stray. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence, it's one of those three. I mean, it for sure has to be, I feel like it has to be the scarf. I mean, the picture of them with the scarf, right? Nah, because the note, now let's see what they have to say. What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Okay. I hate that he's starting to grow on me. I actually hate it, bro. Yes! The false evidence in this case is the... wait. Witness's testimony, body in the trunk, witness's photo. So somebody did die that day. We know this. I don't think it's the body in the trunk. Or actually, wait. Let's think about this carefully. We gotta think about this carefully. Let's save right here. I don't know why, but I get the feeling that I don't want to save over that last one in case, I don't know. But think about this logically. So they did meet, right? The facts are that the police showed up around 5, but they were supposed to meet at 4:30. The note said to wear a white scarf. I would say that the evidence was fabricated, or the note was fabricated, but what would be the reason for fabricating the white scarf and then not following through with planting the right evidence? So that had to be correct. That also begs the question, why actually did they have the whole wear a white scarf thing? It had to be because they believed that somebody was onto them, and that he needed to know for sure that she was the right person. But in that case, again, that begs the question, what, so the note might have been purposefully set up, or some part of that was set up in order for it to look like the prisoner was the one that did it. And the cop died. Honestly, I just don't believe for a second, because think about this logically. The witness's testimony, right, was the photo, which we know Dahlia took, and for some reason they won't let her come to the stand and give a testimony. An actual verbal testimony. We just have the witness's evidence that she left behind. Then let's think about the body in the trunk. So It can't be that because that was the scene of the crime, or the picture taken at the scene of the crime. But the scarf is gone. So they removed the scarf off of the victim, potentially, so that they can set up their false officer. Potentially the officer was already dead. And then they moved to replace the body with the actual officer after the crime was committed. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, wait. So it's witness's photo, witness's testimony. So it can't be witness's testimony. What? Let's go with photo. Let's go with photo. About the photo that the prosecution claims was taken by a witness. It certainly seems to show a man in a prison uniform and a woman in a coat. However, we can't tell any more than that from the photo. Objection! Are you saying that the people in the photo may not be the victim and the defendant? Well, that's certainly a possibility. So perhaps it was another prisoner and a policewoman. I admit people have their quirks. Perhaps they were part of a role-playing group? Well, I suppose that's also possible, I guess. You messed up again, kitten. Mr. Armando, there should be something else that's even more suspicious. Now think the whole thing over again. Okay, don't do it, Mia. Don't cry until you get home. Now this does kind of deduct some aura points, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, but I'll give her a slack because this is like, you know what I mean? She, like, Godot's over here trying to raise her up. She's being distracted. We have the judge not sure about a damn thing in the world, and then we have Edgeworth over here planting false evidence. I mean, she's getting attacked from all angles. I ain't gonna lie. I really cannot lie. Yeah. I'm gonna give her some slack. I feel like it's not fair to like deduct aura for that. In any case, this court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we didn't lose health for it, at least. So it's not the witness's photo. It's not his body in the trunk as the fake evidence. But that was taken at the crime scene. Let's try testimony. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's a witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. Okay, yeah, hair flip, we're onto something. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive evidence in this case, I'm certain that boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. Here we go. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Yeah, we cooking now. Okay, we on the right track. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all, eh? You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well, please bring forth your witness at this time, eh? What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. The woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Okay, here we go. Okay. Dahlia Hawthorne. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Here we go. Yup, butterflies and everything. She came with the whole set piece. Bro, this is about to be crazy. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut holes. What's a double-double? I have to know. Just for context. What is a double-double? What is a double? Also, what is this music? I'm not gonna lie. This OSC is crazy. What is a double Canadian? Okay. A double is an iconic Canadian coffee order from Tim Hortons consisting of coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars. Deeply ingrained in Canadian culture, this phrase was added to the Canadian Oxford Dictionary in 2004. It is synonymous with a sweet, creamy, and popular caffeinated beverage. Okay, alright. W Canadian lore. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Is everyone just unprofessional or what? Cause like, what are we talking about? Take a bite? Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman and a scholar. Miss Fey! You could learn a lot from this man! Not the violation. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear? This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is... Huh? Melissa Foster? Huh? My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo? Is that accurate? How can you be so mean? I didn't even say anything yet, really. I just said the truth. You took the photo. You string bean? Now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that? Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. I don't like the turn this is taking. Bro, this is crazy actually. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting violated. And it's all because of her. Something about her, bro. Is she staring at me? And you would be? Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So, you are... Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? I don't glaze Godot like they glaze her twin. Hey, it's close. Hey, it's close. I would not be so sure of that. It is close. It might be a rock skip and a jump away, but it is close, big dog. It is close. You got to go back and read the logs. The logs are crazy. We got you. 4K, buddy. The last episode, I think, or last 2 episodes, I think your chat might have been there somewhere. I even maximized it for the screen. It was crazy. Now I will say you don't go as far as this judge, but he's an exception. I don't know what's up with this guy. Like, bro is actually like fiending. Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. All right, here we go. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were 2 people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. So you took a picture and then called the police? That's a lot of heart move right there, I ain't gonna lie. W a lot of heart reference? By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. Okay, so you're standing here. That kind of checks out because the reference point right here is where this picture, if you notice right here in the crime photo, or sorry, not the crime photo, in the right here, there's a little rock face. So that kind of like or the cliff like side right here kind of does show that this angle is correct, in fact. So this is definitely, okay, yeah, this is definitely it. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. Okay. So you took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Oh, what a cute camera, just like its owner. Like, we gotta stop. Melissa Foster took the witness's photo with this, a small but powerful model. Bro want to be Lotta Hart so bad. Alright then, Miss Fey, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Sure, sir. Right? Restraining order, immediately, expeditiously even. I was using the camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Did you say wildflowers? Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come. Oh, I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew in properly. That's actually pathetic, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually pathetic. Like, I tried to, like, be cool about it, but... bruh. Like, let's not. Like, cut it out. Would you mind if we got back to the facts of the case, Your Honor? Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge, okay? Let's talk about it. Was there anything strange about the two of them? I'm a bad girl. I know I am. What? It looked like they were having a really serious conversation up there, so I decided to watch them. Like some kind of peeping Tom. No, not at all. Everyone is like that. Nah, that's just you. That's just you, gang. I'm not gonna lie, that's just you. The way you're talking, yeah, you might need a trip to the court yourself. And not in that robe. And not in that robe. Potentially cuffs, depending on what we're talking about. I love watching other people fight, and wait, what? I love watching other people fight too. In fact, I can't get enough of it. Actually, that's why I took this job in the first place. Too much info, Your Honor. In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have kept watching them. Especially dressed as they were. Well, anyway, I was watching them very closely. Suddenly, they just started fighting. So they just started fighting. Do you have any idea what they were fighting about? No, I have no idea. Why do you ask that? Oh, I just thought that maybe you overheard what they said. I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that. But you ain't got more class than going to watch somebody on a bridge fight, take a picture, and then call the police. That's where the line gets drawn, right? That's where the level of class just like that's the cutoff. Okay. That's right, Miss Fey. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Not with this BS again. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. Okay. Why did you take a photo? Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over. Smells like a lie to me. Yes, I understood completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on. And he's lying to you, big dog. Bro's just trying to get out of whatever else you were going to try to make him do. You probably put him up to it. You were like, hey, look, you can either listen to my comedy routine and say that I sound good, or we can go to Home Depot and start working on the roofing of my house. Bro immediately took the easier way out. I'm so mad because he put me in this position. So we wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this. All I could do was use my camera. So I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police. And right after that, I called the police. So you waited until afterwards. You called the police? Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape. We were already moving before the call even came in. Thanks to the victim's note, we had already started our operation. That was certainly tough. That was certainly tough luck for the criminal, eh? If Terry Fowles is the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony. Be careful, kitten. That girl has the judge wrapped right around her little finger. You're gonna have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers. You're gonna have to come up with something really good, Mia. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I know... Alright, first of all, let's take a look at some of our evidence. So flowers, 5 yards a piece here. We have the car, and then we have the photo. They took a photo of this here. Okay, and then we have the bridge. You know what does strike me as odd, now that I'm looking at this? If they were to meet at the bridge, why would Terry come from here? Because Terry stole the car, right? So if Terry stole the car and was meeting up with the victim, why was the victim standing here when the bridge is broken? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm glad I relooked at this, because high key, I didn't really catch that. I mean, I caught that the bridge was broken. I was like, yeah, this is definitely gonna have something to do with it. But now I'm definitely sure of it. Okay, so that's one thing I'm noticing. Second thing I'm noticing in the victim's note. Fouls, 4:38 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Okay. Fouls, 4:30 p.m. So this is... So was this written by Fouls? So this had to be written by Fouls, right? Wear white scarf for identification. Oh, no. This is... Yeah, Fouls writing to... Or maybe she was writing the note. No, she wrote the note, because that's what they kept saying. She wrote the note, and it was to wear the white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia, tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Okay. Crime photo, a photo of the trunk. Here, yeah, it's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Scarf worn by the victim at the time of the incident. Found in Dusky Bridge. Witness's photo seems to have taken that. Let's talk. I think it's got something to do with her photo. I'm just trying to figure out what it is. So we notice things are kind of grimy, kind of dirty here. Right. We have the camera. Melissa Foster took the witness's photo with this. A small but powerful model. Okay. Notice your two people stand up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly they just started fighting. They just started fighting. That's why I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that I called the police. Right after that you called the police, huh? Stabbed with a knife, died from blood loss. Located 40 feet above the Eagle River. Okay. Ooh, this is a stumper, I'm not gonna lie. Confidential police materials written by the victim. 4:30, wear that, or at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Who is Dahlia? There's nothing that links Dahlia to this case as of right now. Crime photo. The trunk here is broken. I think the contradiction has to be the bridge. It's the only thing that makes sense right now. Two people stand up on the suspension bridge. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on this. I say we do it and then we go through all the process again just to make sure. Let's save it here and then yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. That feels right. Okay. So let's hit her with the photo of the bridge. That's not it. Yeah. Okay, let's press stuff again. We're missing something. We're missing something for sure. We're missing something. Was it right? Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. Right? Yeah. Notice two people standing up on the end and we need to save that second from the bottom slot. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. Alright, and I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Okay. Was there anything strange about the two of them? So I decided to watch them with some opinion of Tom. Too much info, perfectly natural. As they were. Watch them closely. Suddenly they just started fighting. Do you have any idea what they were fighting about? And no, I have no idea. Why do you ask that? Well, I just thought that maybe you overheard what they said. And then just where she starts boo-hooing. I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that. That's right, Miss Fey. Don't you dare dagger to her level. That's why I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. Let's talk about that a little bit more. Why did you take a photo? Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over. Sounds like a lie to me. Yes, I understand completely, even now and then, yeah, whatever. So you wanted to be a comedian, not as any bearing on this. All I could do was use my camera, search the photo of Christian moment, and take it to the police. And right after that, I called the police. Press the statement. We also didn't press the first statement again. You called the police? Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape. We already moved before the caller even came in. Thanks to the victim said we had already started our operation. That was certainly tough for the criminal. Terry Fowles isn't the criminal. Most of them changed their testimony. Be careful, the girl is just wrapping her little finger. You're going to have the tough time poking holes in testimony in hers. We didn't press this first one. Okay, and then so we point out that it's wildflowers, but it's not even spring. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come. You know how you feel, just like starts blabbing. Okay, that's not important. Okay. And right after that, I called the police. Right after that, you called the police. But they were already moving. Confidential police materials. Dr. Delia. Let's try this. Nope. Nah, that's not it. Think, bro. Think. Think about this all logically. It's gotta be right in front of my face. Notice there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly they just started fighting. Wait. Suddenly they just started fighting. So they started fighting and you took a picture of them standing there? Nah, gang. Okay, yeah. If you took a picture of them fighting, why are they just standing at the bridge? That's gotta be a contradiction in and of itself. Then I noticed there were two people standing on the suspension bridge and suddenly they just started fighting. That's why I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial. Okay, wait, it's on this statement for sure. There it is. Okay, I'm like, hold on a minute, bro. That something didn't sound right about that. Okay, we had to get on the right one. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you mean? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Okay, Simpsons reference, W. My apologies, young lady. But Miss Fey's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. Oh my gosh, bro. I used it all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film? This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all of the photographs she took that day. All of the other photos are the witness herself, playing among the wildflowers. The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it. Oh, where have we seen this before? Okay, this is just like the Nessie case. Or was it motion detected? So you took photos of yourself? I remember I keep trying to give this judge the old man voice. I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. Yeah, we don't need to know about your Polaroids, old man. Keep that to yourself. It seems that Miss Fey's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait, just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. I don't like how they're like slobbing each other off right here, bro. Like, this isn't like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I just genuinely, I don't like it. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. Ha! It looks like the other kid in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Bruh, not one girl I want talks to me like this. Hey, yo, I see going through it, ain't you, bruh? I mean, hey, bro, just study Edgeworth's method, you know what I mean? Edgeworth and Godot, they clearly have the method. Just pull this look off, get yourself a nice cup of coffee, but also have Edgeworth's aura, and then you'll be packing them up like a can of sardines, bro. I promise. It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wild flowers, and I noticed there were two people. Okay. I noticed there were two people standing on the suspension bridge. Suddenly started fighting. They wouldn't turn around, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. Yeah, that's a lie. Yeah, that's a lie. You want to know why it's a lie? And I know why it's a lie. Because check out the Dusky Bridge map right here, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with me. Come here. So as you can see, right, my picture's blocking it, as you can see right here. But if you just look a little bit closer, right, what do we see right here? We see 5 yards. This is what is called a legend and a point of reference in a map. So if we were to take this little pinch of land right here and apply it to right here, if the victim was standing right here, how could she possibly go about 10 yards when this is about 5? The length of this bridge is about almost more than double that, right? Or no, the length of this half of the bridge is almost more than double that. So if we deduce through modern mathematical methods, we find that the victim could not have possibly run 10 meters in the other, or 10 yards in the other direction. In other words, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne is lying. And therefore, she'll get hit. I'm so confident I ain't even gonna save. Let me cook! Let me cook! Witness, your testimony is a joke! Sat listening to. Huh? What? But I just... Miss Fey, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. Not one judge ever gives me respect. Y'all just saw the excellent breakdown I just provided, and you see how they treat me, bro. It's not even like a victimizing like mindset at this point. It's legit harassment. Like, I'm just doing my job and they don't like it at this point. I mean, ain't nothing I can do about that. Hey, look, if you ain't got haters, you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? And the hair flick. Oh my gosh, Mia, cherry on top. One short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You say there were 2 contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the 2 of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, she would have hit a dead end. Okay? You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5. Because Dusky Bridge has collapsed on that side. Wah! Yeah. I don't know who's also, that wind is a paid actor. There's not a breeze that strong in this courtroom to be blowing her hair and her scarf or whatever you want to call that back like that. So I just want to also say that everything about her is a lie. She's even got set pieces in the court. Like, can't make this shit up. What does this all mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court. Get it together, Judge. Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprint. Nah, he lying, bro. He lying, bro, and I'm sick of it. I mean, I can't be sick of it because this is his first case, but I'm sick of it because I'm getting PTSD from the first game. Lying straight through his perfect little teeth, bro. I can't. He's gonna tell me, he has the audacity to tell me that they drew this up This is him. See, he's clever, bro. He's doing this on a whim. He knows how to... No. Can't let him get away with it. So you're saying... I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous. You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. Ha! That guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, all right. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward! Well, Miss Fey? Well, Miss Fey, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No, it's not your fault at all. This guy's so thirsty for it. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that that the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady, may I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. Who's all? Who's we? Can you shut your ass up for 3 seconds and stop being so thirsty? Bro, you have to realize, like, somebody's life is on the line. You're literally over here playing the, like, no wonder you ain't working anymore while Phoenix is in the line of duty. Because, like, this is ridiculous. There's no way he could have kept getting away with this. Somebody had to put a stop to his shenanigans, bro. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, she says. Yes, sir, she says. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Excuse me? Witnessing such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up. If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. Ha! That's what I like to hear. All right, Miss Fey, your cross-examination, if you please. The contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. Ooh, okay, here we go. Here we go. Y'all ready? After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Okay. Let's press his first statement, sorry. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Of course he didn't fall from the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that were the case... Oh, wait, hold on. If you don't mind, I was asking the witness. I double-clicked right there. No need to be so rude. Well, young lady? Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could. Ha! We're one step too slow. And then what did the defendant do after that? Okay. Then he carried her over to the car. You personally witnessed that? Yes. Did anything strange happen when he did that? Well, I don't know if you call it strange or not, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off. Okay, so it fell off right there. You mean this scarf? Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem. I suppose that was the only way he could have made sure the body stayed hidden. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself? Yes! Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult. Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. Is it even possible for him to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that? Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly. Wow, why did he get so emotional all of a sudden? Miss Fey, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us. He couldn't just leave the body on the top of the bridge. And why is that? Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it? Yes, but that mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there. But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct? There is also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks, they just love cold, isolated places. I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse would have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is clearly reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. And you're absolutely certain that it was my client who was carrying the body. Well, he was wearing a prisoner's uniform, but as for his face... So you're saying you didn't get a clear look at his face? Well, they were far away and it was raining as well. I thought I was only supposed to say exactly what I saw. Excellent! Well, you're a remarkably honest young woman, Glaze. Something about this testimony is bothering me, but what? Hey, kid, have you ever put salt in your coffee? What? No, why would I do that? Why not? Huh? It may actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is, if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust in something, like a piece of evidence. He's right, Mia. Go present something. You've got nothing to lose. By the way, I wouldn't put salt in my coffee. The two don't go well after all. Okay, buddy. Okay, so after he stabbed her in the back, quickly picked her up in his arms. We're gonna save it real quick right here because this is our nice checkpoint. And then let's see what we can present for this. Dusky Bridge map. Bridge located 40 feet above Eagle River. Okay. 40 feet above Eagle River. Victim's note. Confidential police materials written by the victim. Seems to have been taken by the witness. How could he be carrying her with a ball and chain in his hand? How is that possible? I mean, like, let's talk about that for a second. Profiles, because he carries a ball and chain, but I don't think it's too, like, on the nose, I feel. But I mean, it really doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to maybe bring that up. Let's see. Ball and chain. That could be our first thing. Let's do both. Let's do both. We're gonna do both and we'll double back. To both statements, I mean. Let's try and carry it over to the car. Let's try this one. Okay, it's not those. I'm sorry, I'm throwing everything I have at this line of thing because I'm like, the ball and chain, like, it just doesn't even make sense. We're gonna try this next one, then we're gonna go back. And then carried her over to the car. Okay, I just wanted to exhaust my options there. Okay, now let's think about this logically. So after he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms, then carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. To make sure that the body stayed hidden. That was the only way he could make the body stay hidden. Hint? Not right now. Not right now. Hold on. I'm still thinking about it. Melissa also took this with the timer function. Seems to have been taken by the eyewitness. Not that. Scar formed by the victim at the time of the incident found on Dusky Bridge. A photo of the trunk of... I think... So the very first thing I'm thinking maybe scarf. Because with the scarf, why would he leave the scarf behind if he knows that it fell? Or why was he not that thorough? But that could be easily explained by just he was in a hurry. Then you have crime photo, the trunk of the car. Only way he could stay hidden. That checks out. Victim's note. Tell her this time. Not really. Dusky Bridge map. We've already used this evidence. I doubt they would give it to us 2 times in a row. Stabbed in the knife in the back, died from blood loss, which in Form 5. Okay. Suppose the only way you could make sure the body stayed hidden, you couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. And then she goes on to talk about how because monks and other people visit it, it wouldn't have been very smart for him to have done that. But I kind of call bull. Because to me, I'm like, doesn't really matter. Whatever. Basically just the whole big thing about the people being able to discover it across the bridge. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. I will say it's incredibly obvious. Couldn't just leave the body on the bridge. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. They would have thrown them off of the bridge. Is it the freaking map again? Would have thrown him off of the bridge. A killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. Could've just kicked her off into the river. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. I missed this part. That's why. That is a really sus way to talk about a river. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the river or in the water. Order! I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Fey. But I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river, eh? Oh. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? How sad. Perhaps Miss Fey would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with the witness saw. I mean, that's kind of how I'm feeling too. I'm not gonna lie, Edgeworth is cooking. And cooking me. Because I'm like, I mean, this might give me a platform to then be like, support evidence later on that this was like a body switch attempt. But I'm kind of like, yeah, she didn't throw the body in they didn't throw the body in the water, but so what? Like, quite true. Like, this will come to light later, but right now I am in the dark. Miss Fey, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. Yeah, Mia, cook, because I'm out the kitchen right now. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous. It's not totally ridiculous. Let's not go that far, okay? A lot of criminals aren't smart. This guy literally repeats the same 4 words over and over again. So it's really not far-fetched to believe that he would have thought the best way to dispose of her body would have been to take her body to the car. We know that's probably not what happened. But that's like a thing that could be the case. Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. Not you too, Edgeworth, please. Who is he talking about? All right, I'll do my best. Oh boy. Here we go. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car, fully broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. I mean, bro. Let's press this new statement. So the killer broke into the trunk of the car. What did the man do then? Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police. And so that's when you called the police. You're sure you saw all that with your own eyes? Yes, I'm 1000% certain. Yeah, you're BSing, bro. Yeah, you're BSing. Yep. See, now that was something I could follow. Done what? Yeah, bro, look at the map. Divider. Couldn't have seen that. Like, get out of here, bro. That took me 0.2 seconds. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Fey? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right, with your very own eyes? Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place that you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. Ah! I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock, but as you can see, this is an old photo, or this is a recent photo. So actually what you're seeing is, within a day's time, something changed. He would try to say something like that, something ridiculous. Bro would literally be like, we took this recently, actually. Actually, what happened is, somebody drew a brown marker across the bottom. Like, come on. I will admit that our diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. Hairflip, you're cooked. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. What? I believe it was a witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location from the photo was taken from. Right? Your own photo tells the whole story. Yup, and this large outcropping of wall right here is way too high. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah! Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but you still claim to have been able to see the killer's car. No! Paid actor. When does a paid actor come in and clutch? Order! Order in the court! What is the meaning of all of this ballyhoo? Eh? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car is reported on the news. It's your boy Zach, AA in the Big 26, we are so back, yes sir. Ace Attorney is fire. Welcome to the stream, my guy. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it. Okay, he's trying to clean that up, but I mean, we gonna hit him with a fierce rebuttal, right? But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Mr. Judge? What is it? Is it a blind playthrough, or do you ask viewers for help or search the wiki? It's mostly blind. If I legitimately get like seriously caught and I'm stuck on a part for like 10 or 15 minutes, I'll ask for like a hint. But like I'd say about 90% of what we do on here is like straight up blind playthrough. Like and also just for context, so like for most of the series, so before part number 3, we did recordings of this. So I didn't have like direct feedback from viewers. So it was all really just recorded, posted, and then like people would comment and stuff like that. So most of it's pretty blind, but like sometimes people will give like a little bit of like context. What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute, you can't just say that. Look at this dude, bro. Finger wagging already. Miss Fey, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive divine, eh? I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. Why is her name Melissa? I thought it's Dahlia Hawthorne. Maybe I made a mistake. Oh no, I think it's by design. I try to... I can't give you a correction because there's probably a plot reason for it, and this is a blind playthrough on my part. But I believe her name is in fact... I think her name is Melissa, or Dahlia, but I think for all intents and purposes of trying to hide her identity, they changed it up. Or it's vice versa. But if you've played up to this part, and you don't know what happens beyond this point, right now, your impressions, you're right to be confused. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair. Are you freaking kidding me? So they are going to go through with this? Ha! Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando, don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. So tell me, how did she know that she was one who did it? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Aha! Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on the side of the courtroom. Well, witness? Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk. Because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain that there were scratch marks when you broke into it. What? Let me see that photo. Ooh. It's true. These certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that his trunk has been broken into, eh? Well, Miss Fey, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said, is there a contradiction? It doesn't work. Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wild flowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Ooh, here we go. Finally. I finally got her. Ha, I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fey explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason witness had seen the scratches was she put the corpse in herself. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Fowles had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. Increase music volume, please. Pursuit is absolute cinema. Yeah, I got you. Here. I've been meaning to actually turn this up a lot louder. I need to turn off the limiter. Hold on. I don't have one on. What the heck? Is that better? I think in game I might already have it max. Oh, I don't. There you go. He would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car! He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Which means that the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see! Hair flick, yeah, you're cooked. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Bye! Thank you! Without that, we would never have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Miss Fowles that put the body in the trunk. No! Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could have only been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? And we already know at the time that she was taking photographs. Are you sure about that? Yeah, now's your chance, Mia. Yeah, we're cooking. Go ahead and flip that hair. It's time. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying in the shut. Let's go! Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why? It's almost as if she had brought the camera just to take the picture. Objection! Yeah, object all you want, big bro. It's done. It's over with. What are you trying to say then, Miss Fey? That when the crime occurred, that Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Let's go. Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is she was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field. Ooh, buddy. Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? And answering that question will also make clear the truth about Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Miss Melissa Foster when the picture was taken? So either here or here. Either here or here. Either here or here. Or either here or here. Right? Has to be. I'm afraid of hitting the wrong thing though. But it has to be like here. It has to be here in the enclosure. Bro's last save file was in the first game. Pause. Hold on. No. Hold on. I gotta defend my honor. But like, let me get through this real quick. Naturally, the witness was sitting right here. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Before pointing out where the witness was standing, Miss Fey should do something yourself. Figure out where she stands and catch my drift. Oh, don't worry. The drift was certainly caught. Okay. That's fine. That's good. Also, hold on. So, look. I have one save for each of the games. I have the first game, the second game, and then I have the third game, and then I have a bonus save here for safeguarding against soft locks. 5 yards judging by the angle of the picture we saw in the picture later. Maybe we beside the car on the very bottom left of the bridge. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That's what I'm thinking too. Wait, hold on. Wait. Yeah. I mean, right here, possibly? I mean, it has to be somewhere on this side. Is this it? Okay, so that's not it either. Hold on a minute, because I'm gonna be kind of taken aback if the answer is actually what I think it was. If the answer is what I actually think it is, I might actually be like, because let's be real, her name is Dahlia. Think about the letter that we actually just read. It's time for the truth to come out. Talk to Dahlia about the truth coming out. The note was written by the victim, right? On the left and on the bottom of the car? Like right here? But like, why would she be here though? Just standing out in the open? So like, you mean as if like the killer, or sorry, if my boy was, you know who I'm talking about, the prisoner was in cahoots? But I don't think he did it. But Dahlia could have. So maybe that cop had something on Dahlia? I don't know, that I'm getting way too further into it. So you mean like right here? Is this what you're saying? Naturally, the witness is standing right here. It wasn't it anyways. Hold on. Load. Yeah, what I said. Yeah. No, you're good, Zach. You're good, Zach. You knew. Yeah. You're all good, my guy. Yeah. Maybe if they're like in cahoots. But that's what I was saying before when I was like, I might be taken aback, high key. At like what's happening, because she was the one that did it. She could be in the car. The spot where the defendant's car was? Yes, she had to put the body in the trunk before the defendant returned. You don't mind if I ask one teeny-weeny question, do you, Miss Fey? Uh-oh, he's got that condescending tone in his voice. If she put the body in the trunk at that time, as you suggest, that must mean that Valerie Hawthorne was already dead at that point, correct? Indeed. Please take a look at the top of Dusky Bridge. It certainly looks to me like the victim is still alive. Am I mistaken? If Valerie Hawthorne was already dead, then who is this? The mountain is famous for spirits, so maybe you think it was the ghost of the victim? Well, it could have been a spirit, right? Miss Fey, don't waste the court's time with this kind of foolishness. There's no way they actually let me get that far. They actually let me get that far, bro. I thought I was cooking! Wait, what? Oh, come, Miss Fey. What? That's an incurred penalty? Then please answer this question. There's no way they actually juked me. Okay, they got me. Yo. So she's not in the car, not in the cliffside or in the trees or the bushes. Oh my golden graces. Lord, have mercy on my soul. Lord, have mercy on my soul. Lord, have mercy on my soul. The music stopped, y'all. The music stopped, y'all. The music stopped. Naturally, the witness was right here. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order! Miss Fey, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could have only been before the defendant met the victim. Y'all, they planted her body before the killer could even realize. Yo, what? It could only be before the defendant met the victim. How asinine. Of course Mr. Fowles met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Fowles. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Fowles met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Fowles believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making this up as you go along. Where is your proof? Yo, he's kind of right. He's like half right. The pieces just fall into place though. The truth just happens to be on my side. Okay? So give me my props where it's due. I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Fowles had forgotten what Valerie Horn looked like. At the time of the incident? Wait, I'm confused. What are they asking? At the time of the incident, Mr. Fowles had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Proof of what Mr. Forgetting? Officer of the victim, key witness in the case, escape from custody, evidence, witness photo. She's not, for one thing, she's not in uniform. Oh no. Oh bro. Had forgotten what she looked like. Did something change? I mean, she's not in uniform. Wait! Oh my god! Wait! Hold on! Could it be? I keep forgetting who... Was it Valerie that wrote this note? Oh! The scarf! It's the scarf. I just can't... I don't know if it's the note. This is the victim's note. Oh my gosh! I do it again! Holy cannoli! It's the scarf! That's why I needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Fowles who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. And y'all, I'm sweating, bro. I'm sweating. This is actually straight heat. In other words, as long as you're wearing the scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? That's right, cry about it. Get your paid actor. Oh, she fell. Oh, we cooked her good. We cooked her good. Well done, even. Well done, even. Where's Mrs. Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as a victim, but what is the motive? She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. That's not what he means. Ha! Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. My lord. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well. This court is in recess. Oh my gosh. Brother, I have absolutely no words to describe the absolute cinema that we just digested. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy that. If you did, please make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button if you are new, as well as hit that alert bell notification as well so you never miss when I post another video. In the description below, you can also join the Discord as well if you want to talk about what just happened here in this video, because like I said, that was some crazy stuff. You want to talk about it, you can join the Discord. If not, leave a comment in the comment section below. As always, you know that I love to respond to you guys. And we will be back again. We stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays are going to be our Ace Attorney days. Thursdays will be our very short indie experiences and kind of like more relaxed, fun streams. You want to jump in and just kind of chat and have some conversation. But ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate you as always for pulling through. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys in the very next YouTube video. Peace, y'all.